Right guys, welcome back to another episode. We are coming to the end of boost rebounds now. This is the last week of the rebound. We've got today's Friday. We've got training session Saturday, rest day Sunday, then we go into the off-season Monday. So very, very close. We're like 6 weeks in this health phase. Health phase rebound. So we're getting bloods drawn this week, sent off. So our results probably midway through next week, but we kind of already know what we're going to do from like the get-go with the plan. I'm sure Luke has a plan anyway, and we'll just adjust when bloods come back, but I'm sure everything will be pretty much in line with blood work. It normally is. So but yeah, rebound's gone well. I'm probably about 11 kilo up from stage weight after 6 weeks, pretty much holding very, very good condition. Probably the best condition I've held during a rebound phase. So I'm excited to see what we can do with this off season with the condition as well. As we want to stay probably 10 weeks out condition wise when it comes down to condition and that stage. So yeah, looking forward to the off-season starting next week. But we will start a new kind of episode and series with the off-season. So this is kind of the last episode for this like prep rebound series, if you like. But we're just going to go through today's pull session. So a lot of sets today, straight sets, top set back offs, more straight sets than top set back offs. Straight sets, I'll try and note it down at the bottom of each movement what it is in terms of straight sets or top set back off. First one, calf raise, seated calf raise, 3 straight sets, so 3 sets of 8 to 12. And then we go into our back stuff, so rear delts, and then we start to hit back with rows and pull downs, which will take us through to the end of the session. So as I'm going to take you through today, I just want to get started, so we're going to crack on. I'll either voice over it or I'll cut between movements and talk you through what I'm doing or where we're at. It just depends how I feel as we start moving along. So stay tuned. Yeah. So last set on T-bar row, worked up to 6 plates for 3 sets of 10, just matching basically what I did last week, because I did 3 sets of 10 last week. So these feel better. Still obviously heavy, and it is going to be heavy because obviously we're still pretty natty at the moment. Week 6 will be natty, so that will obviously change in the next couple of weeks. But last set, obviously still aiming for 10. Pretty hard 10, leaving probably 1-2 reps in reserve right now, because we still want to be fresh for next week. So that's kind of the goal. And then we go into our more like single arm stuff after this. But this is like our main compound for back. So we'll get into this last set. Yeah. So obviously, would have probably gone for like an extra 1 or 2 there, you know, which would have been pretty doable. But right now I'm happy just getting used to that load again and getting used to that feeling of training to complete failure. So yeah, we'll crack on to the next movement. So next up, we've got this hammer strength pull down, single arm. Been debating whether to do under grip or in like the corner of it. I kind of like doing half and half instead of solely there, because my wrist is, you know, the mobility there isn't amazing. But it's obviously easier to grip neutral, so kind of want to go half and half if I can. But the grip isn't great because obviously we're trying to grab onto a corner, so we'll try it for this set. We've still got obviously straps, so we can strap in, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes there. But one of my favourite movements in the off season, just working up, not going too crazy with load right now. And we've got top set back off on this, so it's an 8 to 12 and a 12 to 15. So, or 15 to 20, I'm sure, but it's top set back off. So 1 set heavy, 1 set heavy-ish. So it's our top set. We'll see how the corner goes. If you can see me wrapping, you'll know what I mean. There's not much to grab onto in terms of grip. So we're gonna have to see how it goes. Trust the straps. Let's get some music on. Oh. So yeah, the most important thing when you're on the hammer strength, on this pull down, is that stretch at the top. Extending out the arm as far as you can to stretch all down here, all down the lat, and driving down. You see a lot of people on here doing that, which essentially isn't doing anything. You're not even getting like half the range of motion. You know, you see people going up to there. That's not a full stretch. That is a full stretch. You know, kind of not letting your shoulder obviously go past, keeping your shoulder fixed, but allowing the lat to fully stretch. Coming right down. So that's what we're trying to do on every rep here. Spending time in that stretch as well is particularly important. Because we want to fatigue the lat as much as possible. So we'll drop the load, literally probably down to 2.5 to be honest. Did 3.5 for the top set. I honestly, when it comes to strength on these kind of movements, a lot of it is just having some more body weight behind you, honestly. Because how I've kind of looked at things in terms of strength gain, in terms of off-season, which to a sense does make sense, but weight moves weight, you know. Like if I went onto this movement with an extra 5 kilo of body weight, I'm going to be stronger. There's going to be more weight behind me to be able to pull that weight down and be more stable in the movement, be able to handle that load better than the way I am now. So obviously if we're looking at top set numbers from last off-season, my body weight last off-season was 145 kilo. I'm now only 127. So I'm not going to be as strong as I was then, you know? It can't really work like that. Obviously my goal, you know, I don't know if I'll hit 145 kilo this off-season because it's going to be a shorter off-season, but my goal is obviously to get to those off-season numbers. Kind of hypocritical what I just said, but try and get to those off-season numbers at a lighter body weight, but weight moves weight. But it's different because I'm probably going to be as strong but just leaner, if that makes sense. I'm definitely going to be leaner this off-season for sure. We're just doing another prep, coming out of another prep into a good rebound where I'm staying lean. And the goal with the off-season is to stay pretty lean. Like I said at the start, is to stay within that 10-week out mark from show. So that when we do drop the hammer into prep, we know we've got 8 to 10 weeks where we can be stage ready, which will shorten the amount of time I'm in prep for, which will lengthen the amount of time I'm in off-season for. So that is the whole basis around that. So we'll hit a backward set on here. I'll show you. Next up, we've got the ISO hammer strength row. So doing a single arm again. Another kind of lat movement here. Rep range 10 to 15, 3 sets. So just trying to think about Jay Cutler, honestly, and how he trains, and literally just try and replicate that. Not, you know, connection is going to be good on this because it's just one plane of movement. So once you get in that set position, just row it. You know, it's very simple. You can't, you know, if there's a movement where it's a machine and it's something that is just plain and simple like that in that path, it's very hard to do it wrong, you know. So as long as you're in the right position and the load is on the muscle, it's just about rowing it. Just row it as many times as you can till you get to the point where you can't row it again. Obviously we need to make sure form's kept in place, so what I'm trying to stop myself from doing is kind of rowing like that, getting to the point where my body's kind of turning out, but instead is kind of holding straight and literally just rowing into the pocket, and you'll fail much quicker by doing it that way instead of rowing past the point where it just becomes then you know, sort of you've got to the muscle and then you're just bringing more, you're just pulling it around the back, where we're just trying to connect pretty straight down. So that's what I'm trying to do on this movement. You know, so I do start rocking a bit, just trying to get used to it, to be honest. So 3 sets here, 10 to 15. I'm hitting like 11 pretty consistently. So we're just doing another set 11. This is set 2. So let's get it. Music, of course. A bit of Metallica, Disturbed, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin. That's what is today's mix. I think there's a bit of Slipknot in there as well. So, mix of everything. So the reason why I'm kind of not allowing myself to go past is when I start rocking, I could easily got another 5 with that, with just chucking it, but you're just using momentum then, so it defeats your whole object, just burning pointless calories. If you can stay strict and get to the point where it's really hard to get full contraction, that's where you're hitting failure. So I'm not trying to think about it too much. I've also got a mirror on this side of the gym where I can kind of see myself if I'm rocking too much. But these sets are much better than last week, so for the same reps. Last week I was doing a bit more rocking, so second set, well, overall. So second to last pull down, we've got the D-handle single arm pull down, 3 sets, 10 to 15, pretty much the same as last time. Aim from around 12, that's kind of what I'm aiming for right now. You'll see again on this, you know, not trying to drag it all the way back, not trying to twist the body around, literally just come down, get in that pocket and squeeze. You should really feel like you've hit a wall, which is the lat. So again, that's what we're trying to replicate on here. 3 sets back to back. Boo. Final movement going in, guys. We've got the barbell row on the Smith machine. One I've done previous off seasons. It's pretty brutal. Any barbell row is pretty brutal, to be honest, especially at the end of a back session where the back's just full now. Not much pulling strength, to be honest, but we'll work up to 3 plates, get a good set of 8s and 10 out, drop down to 2.5 for a back off. It's kind of how we see things. Obviously, when more food starts going in, we'll be able to load it more. But I said on my story this morning, like how we're structuring the progression this kind of off season is Luke's giving me more of a rep range target to hit. So instead of me doing 6 to 8s, my top sets now, or my like straight sets now, are more 10 to 15s, 8 to 12s. So my goal is to do what I was doing in my max load in terms of the last off season, so where I peaked at before we started prep, get to those sorts of loads, but do them in this rep range. So instead of maybe last off season I did, for example, 4 plates on a hamstring pull down for a set of 7, I want to do that for a set of 10. So over the course of every single movement in the training split, that's the goal. So I will be stronger at the end if I implement that by basically repping my max load out for more reps. Especially when we're doing straight sets, like T-bar row, I would only have 1 set on there with like 6 or 7 plates, where now we're doing 3 sets. So that's kind of how it's going to be structured. That's how I'm going to take on progression, which is going to allow me to not focus too much on strength and pushing strength in terms of load, which means we might be able to stay away from gym pinning every machine in this gym, because I won't be focused too much on that. Obviously things like the pec deck, that's going to have gym pin on. Things that will have to have gym pins on, but I don't want to focus too much on load, if that makes sense. So it's like once I work on the hack squats, for say, once I work up to 6 plates, I'll probably stay on that until I can get like 15 reps on it. you know, so things like that. So in terms of like the six plates on the hack, that will probably stay on there for a couple of months, you know, but I'm going to get better at it each week. I'm going to increase reps each week, which obviously means strength's going to go up. You know, strength is not dictated just by load, it's by how many times you can do that load for, with good form, with better form. So that's kind of how we're going to structure it. Yeah. Ooh. Get its head. So yeah, pretty happy with that. 10 reps. You know, you can probably look at form and be like, yeah, form could be stricter. But I kind of like, you know, I think you've got to chuck yourself into barbell rows a bit, especially if you want to get stronger than. It's never kind of caused a detriment to me. I think my lower back is, like my rectors going into my glutes. It's probably a part when I get conditioned and go on stage, a part that most people don't have. So you could call it one of my strongest points. But that comes just from lifting heavy, bent over. So, you know, stiff legs, block pulls, bent over rows, things like that. And my form it's always been fairly strict, but it's never been like textbook strict. I think there does have to be some sort of flow. As long as you're contracting, like you can see on the video on my back, it's fully contracting, you know, rolling up to my belly button, as long as the movement's going in that kind of form and you're getting full stretch, which is probably the main thing, is that stretch again. With a lot of back training, it's all in the stretch, and not so much in the contraction, I feel anyway. So, well, my battery's just about to die on this, so we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I do have a back off set after this, but that is pull, back session done. No rest day tomorrow, straight into arms tomorrow, and then we rest Sunday. I get my check-in feedback from Luke today at some point. So, and that'll be him planning what the first week of the off-season is going to be. So there might be some changes, probably an increase in food, I'm guessing. But other than that, I will let you know next week as we go into a new series. I don't know what the new series is going to be called. I'll have a think. If you have any suggestions of what the new series should be called, drop it in the comments below. I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are. My normal like prep series is called Dream Big, always has been. So Dream Big season 1, 2 and 3 are on the YouTube. So if you want to go and have a look back at my first ever prep that I did in, I think it was 2022, it's all on there every week. As well as my second season and the season just gone. So all my prep stuff are on there. And then off season is obviously on there as well. So yeah, I'll go with the title for the new series. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. I will update you on what is to come next week, what the plan is, and we'll go from there. If you have got to the end of this video, thank you very much. Or if you watch any of my content, thank you very much. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Keep following along the journey. It's going to be a long journey, but that is where the enjoyment comes from. The thought of doing this for the foreseeable, you know, I'd rather be in this position now rather than kind of in my last season of bodybuilding and having to have those thoughts. I'd rather be new into the game. You know, I'm new into this open class. It was my first season last year. It's my kind of first off season as an open bodybuilder, you could call it. I feel think I said on another YouTube video, but I felt like last off-season was more so just another novice off-season, because I didn't really know what to expect from open. But now I've had that experience and I'm able to like stand pretty much in the mix with guys. This feels like an open bodybuilding off-season to me. So this is off-season 1, well, about to be off-season 1 of being an open bodybuilder. So pretty cool, pretty crazy. You know, even like thinking if I'd told my 17-year-old self that I'd be in the position I'm in now, not even winning shows in an open class, but just competing and being in the mix, you know, that was the dream. You know, the dream was to be an open bodybuilder. I'm very far from being like a competitive open bodybuilder, like pro shows and all that. I haven't even got my pro card yet. But it's going to happen. All these things that I think about, I've manifested for years. I put up a good reel yesterday on my Instagram of some guy talking, just reshared it, but he was basically saying everything you're obsessed about right now, everything with the goals you have, the ones that are, you know, the things that you can't get out of your mind. I can't remember it in full, but just like obsessions, like bodybuilding for me, and what I want from bodybuilding, you know, why do I have such an obsession over it? He said, it's not by chance, it's not random. You know, you're meant to be doing this for a reason, and the reason is because you've already lived the life you want. You've already got what you want in the future. It's already happened, which is why you're following this journey. It's not a mistake, it's not random. You're just on this journey to get to something that you've already got, basically. Which is all about the belief and all about the manifestation of what I do all the time is think about these things and manifest and believe that I can achieve whatever I set out to do in this sport. So it's pretty cool to kind of hear that and know that. I kind of knew it before, but it was just to get another stamp in that direction of it's already happened. You know, the journey, and every day you're just getting closer and closer, and the end goal for you every single day is just getting closer and closer to you, to having it. And that's what we're chasing. You know, this is not just a random hobby that I just decided to do one day. It's something I feel like it found me. I feel like I didn't just choose to do bodybuilding one day. It was kind of over a very long time of training, of gradually getting into it, of then feeling like I had a purpose and something to get up for every day, and an obsession for this sport, and to pursue it as hard as I could. It never really, it's something that just happened. It never really ran through my mind of like, oh, I need to like do this harder, I need to put more work in, I need to do this every single day. It's just something that happened without me even thinking about it. And that for me makes me believe even more that I've already got what I want. But yeah, the phone just ran out of storage, so I had to delete some videos. We're going to leave it there. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.